There's a specific type of person who stands at parties, holding a drink, nodding along to a conversation about a footballer's transfer fee, while their brain is quietly screaming. Scientists have studied these people, and the reason they can't fake it isn't arrogance, it's neurology. Number 5 will explain every awkward barbecue you've ever attended. Somewhere right now, a person with 3 degrees is being handed a phone to admire a celebrity's new kitchen, and their face is doing something between a smile and a stroke. Today, we're counting down the 5 scientific reasons why analytical minds can't fake caring about famous strangers or final scores. Spoiler, it's not arrogance, it's wiring. Let's go. Number 5. Their brain charges rent for boring information. In 1982, psychologists John Cacioppo and Richard Petty introduced a concept called the need for cognition, a measurable personality trait describing how much a person enjoys effortful thinking. People high in need for cognition treat their attention like expensive real estate. Celebrity gossip? That's a squatter. Sports trivia? Eviction notice. Here's the kicker. Cacioppo's later research found that people high in need for cognition are actually less physically active during idle time. They're content sitting still, lost in thought. People low in need for cognition get bored faster and seek external stimulation. Guess what's the perfect external stimulation? Drama, scores, scandals, transfer rumors. So when a high cognition person hears, "Did you see the match last night?" their brain runs a rapid cost-benefit analysis and returns a single result: insufficient funds. They're not judging you. Their attention system literally declined the transaction. Number 4. Faking interest is cognitively expensive, and they know it. Psychologists call it surface acting, displaying an emotion you don't feel. Research on emotional labor, pioneered by sociologist Arlie Hochschild in 1983, shows that surface acting drains cognitive resources and is linked to emotional exhaustion and burnout. Flight attendants smiling through turbulence, surface acting. You nodding through a 20-minute monologue about fantasy football, same mechanism, no salary. Now here's where intelligence complicates things. Highly analytical people tend to be painfully aware of the gap between what they feel and what they're performing. That self-awareness makes the performance worse, not better. It's like trying to fall asleep while monitoring whether you're falling asleep. The result is that glassy-eyed, slightly too slow nod you've definitely witnessed at a family dinner. That's not rudeness. That's a CPU running an emotion it doesn't have drivers for. Number 3. Parasocial relationships require a specific kind of wiring. In 1956, researchers Donald Horton and Richard Wohl coined the term parasocial relationship, the one-sided emotional bond people form with celebrities, athletes, and media figures. It feels like friendship. The celebrity, of course, has no idea you exist. It's a friendship with the emotional reciprocity of a vending machine. Parasocial bonds are completely normal. Most humans form them. But research using the Celebrity Attitude Scale, developed by McCutcheon and colleagues in 2002, found something interesting. Higher levels of celebrity worship correlated with poorer performance on some cognitive measures, and with traits like fantasy proneness. A 2021 study by Zsolt Dimitrovich's research group in Hungary replicated this. Stronger celebrity worship was associated with lower scores on cognitive ability tests. Now, important nuance, because we don't do lazy conclusions on this channel, correlation is not causation. The effect sizes were modest, and casually enjoying celebrities does not make anyone less intelligent. But it does suggest that the intensity of interest in strangers' lives sits on a spectrum, and analytical minds tend to cluster at the shallow end of that particular pool. They can't form the bond, so they can't fake the enthusiasm the bond produces. You can't counterfeit a currency you've never held.
Number 2. They're playing a different status game. Here's the evolutionary psychology angle. Anthropologists like Robin Dunbar have argued that gossip evolved as social grooming. His research suggests roughly 2/3 of human conversation is social topics. Who's doing what with whom? Gossip isn't stupid. It's ancient social technology for tracking alliances, reputations, and threats. Sports fandom works similarly. It's tribal bonding with jerseys. But intelligent people often invest in a different status economy: competence, ideas, expertise. Their social currency is, I know how something works, not I know what someone famous did. Neither currency is objectively better. Try paying your rent with your opinions on quantum mechanics, but the two economies barely trade with each other. And sports fandom has receipts for how tribal it really is. Psychologist Robert Cialdini documented basking in reflected glory in 1976. After a university win, students wore team apparel more and said, "We won." But after a loss, it became "they lost." Fans don't just watch tribes, they linguistically join and abandon them in real time. There's even a biological layer. Studies have found testosterone shifts in male fans after their team wins or loses. The fan's body reacts as if he fought the battle. The analytical outsider isn't missing a hobby, he's missing an entire hormonal event everyone else in the room is having. So when a sports conversation starts, the analytical person isn't above it. They're a tourist without the local money. They can smile, they can gesture, but they can't actually buy anything. And humans are terrifyingly good at detecting fake engagement. Studies on emotional expression consistently show we distinguish genuine Duchenne smiles from polite fake ones, meaning the faker gets caught anyway. So why perform a play everyone knows is a play? Number 1. Intrinsic motivation cannot be manufactured on demand. The deepest reason. Self-determination theory, developed by Edward Deci and Richard Ryan over 4 decades of research, distinguishes intrinsic motivation, doing something because it's inherently interesting, from extrinsic motivation, doing it for external reward. Their famous finding is you cannot simply will intrinsic interest into existence. Deci's 1971 experiments showed that even paying people can undermine genuine interest, not create it. Interest is autonomic. It's closer to hunger than to choice. Ask an analytical person to genuinely care about a celebrity feud, and you're asking them to be hungry on command. The machinery just doesn't respond to the input. Neuroscience backs this up. Genuine curiosity activates the brain's dopaminergic reward circuit. A 2014 study by Gruber, Gelman, and Ranganath showed curiosity puts the brain in a state that even boosts memory for unrelated information. No curiosity trigger, no dopamine, and no amount of polite nodding can fake a neurotransmitter. This is also why forced enthusiasm feels physically exhausting. You're running the social software manually, willpower instead of reward chemistry, like pedaling a car that everyone else is driving with an engine. 10 minutes in, the analytical brain isn't bored, it's out of fuel. And here's the twist ending you didn't order. This cuts both ways. The sports fan cannot fake fascination with your explanation of Bayesian statistics either. Nobody's brain is broken. Everyone's brain is just ruthlessly, embarrassingly honest about what it finds delicious. So the next time someone goes quiet when the conversation turns to championships or celebrity breakups, don't assume snobbery. Assume you're watching a very expensive computer politely refusing to run software it wasn't built for. And if that computer is you, congratulations! You now have 5 peer-reviewed excuses for leaving the party early. If your brain found this interesting, however, well, that's intrinsic motivation, and the algorithm would love to know about it. Subscribe and tell me in the comments, what topic can you absolutely not fake interest in? The most brutally honest answer gets pinned.